trying this one more time.
God damn it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to No Collar Entertainment.
Take 3.
This is fucking 5 at this point. This is Ariane.
Wait, what are we doing?
we're still upcoming. We are still upcoming.
Pause.
I'm going to strangle you. Or I'm going to... No, I'm going to use your cat.
There you go.
Yay. I'm going to slather you in the Tully's dog food and stick newt on you.
And sick.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to No Collar Entertainment. This is Juice.
This is Matt.
Ariane, we already did the intro.
Well, this is intro number 517.
And a half.
And a half, yes. So, yeah.
After some technical difficulties.
Several technical difficulties. All of them.
Every single technical difficulty. But we're finally up, and we're back with the wheel after 2 weeks.
Woo!
Sachikwase! I still swear only 1 week passed since you've been gone.
It's been 2.
It's been 2.
It has been 2. I confirmed this last night.
What the hell did we do our first Wednesday without him?
This is
Yes,
the second,
what did you do?
the second Wednesday.
Huh?
This is the second Wednesday later. Last Wednesday, we didn't do shit.
And then the Wednesday before that, he was here.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
So that's...
No, I wasn't.
See?
Okay, so according to the stream, it said our last one was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so you were here 2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
No, I was here 3 Wednesdays ago.
I
I went through the calendar. The last time I was here was on the 14th.
28th.
Doesn't seem right.
No, yeah, because it literally says streamed 2 weeks ago.
Anyway, we're doing,
Ariane, would you like to...
It's definitely a movie.
Yeah, so we're doing, we watched the 1987 animated feature, The Chipmunk Adventure, which was the first film featuring the Chipmunks.
Full-length feature film.
Full-length feature film. And just some fun facts about them. So, it was just... So I learned all this stuff, like, watching through, because I never really knew any of it. It was just, I let it wash over me as a kid. And so Rog Bagdasarian, as in Bagdasarian Productions, whatever the fuck, Senior, was the one who created them. And he was the one who did, like, you know, the songs from back in the 60s or late 50s with, like, the Christmas song and, you know, Witch Doctor. And
Christmas song.
the Christmas song actually won Grammys in the first ever Grammy Award ceremony. To give you any idea of how old they are, but also kind of cool. It's also pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
they won Grammys in the first Grammys. So, like, the idea of them being rock stars is kind of legit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the 80s series, that this is basically what it's taking a lot of information, is like, you know, kind of like continuing that. Some additional fun facts. Bagdasarian Jr., who is the son, basically like idolized his dad, grew up kind of helping him with the Chipmunks, and his dad passed away in, like, I think 72 from a heart attack. And so then, like, a few years later, he managed to get the series going on NBC as a Saturday morning cartoon. And they decided to finance the movie with animators from the Black Cauldron.
That explains.
So, yeah, going to Wikipedia, animators from the Black Cauldron worked on the film after its box office flop caused many animators to get laid off from Disney.
Wow.
Yes. So, the reason why we have the better animation compared to, like, the Saturday cartoon version is because of the, basically the
animation staff
from Black Cauldron, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was moderate box office success, received mixed reviews. Even back then, the stereotypes about foreign characters was still a thing. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, this is fine. And then, like, later on, we became quote unquote woke. And like, no, it's not. No, people said shit then. So, but yet somehow, actually, the praise for the movie has actually grown over time. It's probably because of kids who watched it when they were, you know, kids who were not making the critics.
Us.
Yeah.
She is under you, by the way. Just so you know, Newt is under you.
Grew up, became the voices that were like, look, I can still watch this movie and enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's tons of movies I can watch as a kid that, like, no, this is bullshit. No, I'll never watch this ever again.
For example, The Page Master.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you
Xenon.
did.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
But this is one of those films that I can still watch and enjoy.
Yes.
That they're watching with their kids and enjoying, and that's
Yes.
why it's grown in
Popularity.
success. Yeah,
That's
popularity.
awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
interesting because according to like the different like reviews, IMDb, I think it's at let me look real quick. I just looked at it too. Yeah, so IMDb is at 7.2, which is legit.
Fair.
75% for Rotten Tomatoes,
Okay.
which is critics. The audience gives it like an 88 or something like
Of
that.
course
Crazy
they
something
do.
like
Of
that.
course they do.
And 87, my mistake. And then eBay, because of course eBay is
Hi, Super.
limited. Oh, hey, Super!
Hi, Super.
It's been a minute. eBay is at 4.8 out of 5. But that makes sense because if you're going to eBay specifically for something, then you're looking for it, not because you think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super, when you break your view streak, you do it hard. We haven't seen you in
I know,
a
right?
A
while.
long time.
A couple more
You're
things.
getting too big and cool for us now.
Yeah.
I was looking through for information about this movie, and I came across some interesting takes on Reddit with regards to Chipmunk Adventure. Ava 1983 from Reddit calls it a total coked out fever dream. Klaus and Claudia hiring child chipmunks to smuggle diamonds. I love the 80s. This was such a staple in my house. Theodore, my couscous.
Yes.
I
Poor
still think,
Theodore.
and then someone else commented, I still think of Theodore when I make couscous. There's been years I watched this gym. The song's still fresh. Some of the elements of the purpose are a little unlikely, but otherwise, this is a joyful kids flick that should make you keep coming back over and over again. So, though glaringly devoid of political correctness. Yes, it is. But yeah, it's a good time to me. One more thing with regards to the cast. The voices are done by Janice Carmen, who's also the director of the film, who was also the wife of Ronald Bagdasarian Jr. He does the voices of Dave, just like his dad did, as well as Alvin and Theodore. Dodie Goodman, that was one of the ones that was kind of interesting to me.
Is that Miss Miller?
That was Miss Miller. And she was in Grease. She was a secretary from Grease.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was her.
Like the one who hits the accordion?
The
Probably.
xylophone.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Yes. She was in Punky Brewster, for those who remember that. She was in something else, too, I thought I saw. She's on Tonight Show all the time or whatever, too. But one of the songs they had, God, I have to look it up real quick. Really quickly, because I do want to go to bed, because this is, like, super late for me, and I started a new job, and I just can't. One of the songs, a couple of songs they recognize, there's, like, Easter eggs in this movie that I didn't realize until much later on. And that is, obviously, most of the songs, if not all the songs, are actually covers. But they do, like, have, for example, Witch Doctor, which was not a Chipmunk song. It was, Rod Bagdasarian Jr.'s one of his first songs that he released. And he was experimenting at that time with the speed up track or whatever. And so it's a duet between himself and the speed up version of him singing. And he
Right,
goes,
because he's doing Dave's voice while he also does the Chipmunks.
that is actually his stage name, is Dave Seville.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, so when he releases songs, like any song albums you see from like the 50s and 60s,
As Dave
is
Seville.
David Seville. Seville, yeah. Yeah, so that was interesting.
Okay.
His cousin is a writer, so he was in one of his movies. Come On to My House was a song that was his first major success. And at some point, Miss Miller is singing both those songs, Witch Doctor and Come On to My House.
Yes. Okay.
So, which was originally done by Rosemary Clooney, who I wasn't really super familiar with. But she was, I guess she was in White Christmas, which explains why I've never seen her, because I've never seen that movie. She is the aunt of George Clooney, and that song actually propelled her stardom.
Okay.
So, just interesting, fun facts. And we're going to move on to other stuff. So, first takes, or is that what we're doing?
Initial impressions.
Initial impressions.
We'll start with the non-watcher.
Yes.
So I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Since this imprinted on both of you apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much that.
When
Sorry.
The live action came about.
Yeah.
Did both of you go see it in theaters?
Absolutely fucking not.
I believe I did.
And what were your impressions when you finally watched it? And your impressions?
I've never watched it.
You've never watched it?
I've watched parts of it because I think at some point I've had to because I've been in lives of children around me.
Yeah.
And been forced to at some point. But no, I'm not a fan.
Okay. Geez.
At all.
So, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. I do like what they did with Witch Doctor, with Chris Classic. Shout out to Chris Classic. No, not our Chris Classic, but the actual music artist Chris Classic. It was a very different take, especially because they actually use like actual real chipmunks, and obviously in the animated series they're like literally like child mutant chipmunks.
Yeah.
Because they're big, because they are the size of children.
Yeah, no, we're gonna we just
ignore that. No, but honestly, like with the exception of Jason Lee, I think Jason Lee was poorly cast as Dave Seville.
Terrible.
But I still enjoy the first movie.
Okay. So that being said, my first real interaction with Chipmunks was being drowned to death by their Christmas song every year.
Of course.
And then the live action was my first film.
Oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Very.
So, in regards to the Chipmunks, not a huge fan.
Of course, that's understandable.
However, this was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be.
That's good. I will take that.
That's a win!
Put it that way.
Fucking win, yeah.
Let's go.
It's not a good movie.
Oh, no, it's a kid's movie, baby.
Yeah. It's a kid's movie from the
There
80s.
are good
Yeah.
kids movies.
There are. This is not
I
one
put
of it.
Land Before Time on the fucking wheel.
Oh, no,
That's fair.
absolutely.
That's fair.
But anyway, that's my initial impressions. I'll let someone else go. Try to keep everything short and succinct so we can
Yes.
get Ari to bed.
So that said, let me go ahead and just say real quick, I'm looking at Reddit because I love hearing other people's opinions on this. One of the ones was like, I was a fat kid. I never understood when my older cousin called me the long lost Prince of Plenty until I was much older.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Kids are evil.
Yeah, they are. I remember seeing something somewhere about people who grew up watching this film and their takes on the newer ones, and basically, yeah, like they prefer this one, like without a fucking question. I wish I could find some of that information, but we'll just assume that's true. I don't want to talk about the other ones because I don't have enough information to go off of it. It feels like, I mean, because it's done by the same people. Mm-hmm. The Bagdasarians are super fucking protective of the legacy of the dad, of the Chipmunks in general. So while we may disagree or you know, with regards to the quality of some movies that they're putting out, they are the ones who are doing it. So they might, that's what it is. Like, they're the ones who are funding it. They're very careful about who is getting in charge of it. So if they leave it to the studio to kind of butcher it, that's up to them. But they are the ones who are in charge of its rights. Likewise with this one. So I will give them that. But yeah, I've not seen anything from the newer films that appeal to me. And I think that's part of the problem, is that this film, I think, it holds up. Yes, again, it ages poorly in a lot of fucking ways. But overall...
The wife directed and wrote it, too.
Huh?
The wife directed and wrote it.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
I believe Ross Jr. also had a hand in some of the writing.
Yes, very much.
Some of the writing.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I think that the newer version does not it's not something necessarily that adults are going to enjoy as well.
No.
Because I don't know how old I was when the newer one came out, but I was very much an adult. It wasn't even close.
Well, the live
2007.
action. The live movie, the live action movie came out in the 2000s.
It came out in 2007.
Yeah, so we were fairly older.
Yeah.
Than the target market. So. Yeah.
But this movie, again, having watched it and then knowing that not all kid movies are going to translate to your enjoyment later on, and knowing that as an adult, I can go back and watch this movie again tomorrow and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
and then also have no qualms about showing it to my kids if I had any, like, and them enjoying it and stuff like that. Like, that experience going around as much. I don't think that that's as universal if it comes to the newer Chipmunk films.
Correct.
So this one has something special about it. That my initial impressions is basically, since I've already like seen it, probably I don't know, I haven't seen like 100 times. I was super disappointed when it came out because I wanted to see it in theaters and my parents wouldn't take me because money or was something else we're doing or whatever, blah blah blah. So I didn't see it until like much later on DVD or not even DVD, it had to be VHS or like HBO or something like that. But yeah, I've always enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the music. And like I've already mentioned a couple times, I still enjoy it to this day.
I saw you bopping during
I was bopping the whole fucking time. Yeah. I was like trying really hard to not just bust out in the song with it.
Yeah, me too.
And so like my first impression is that I'm surprised at how well it holds up over time. Again, knowing that it's cringy in a lot of fucking ways. Aside from that though, like I still super enjoy it. For what it is. So they did a good job of creating a film that is enjoyable for both adults and children without insulting them. And I think part of it's also because when I was a kid, I watched this movie and I thought, yeah, I could do that. Now, obviously, no one should. No child should go off unsupervised on a balloon ride around the world. Certainly not in the employ of drug smugglers.
Diamond smugglers.
Diamond smugglers. My mistake, yes. But the idea that I could, like, going to see these places as an adventure and, like, having fun and bonding and, like, that montage they use, like, when they're going across to different places and taking pictures of themselves and stuff, like, I barely left this goddamn state. But at that time in my life, I thought all things were possible. Like, yeah, that sounds like fucking fun. And that's the sort of shit that we would actually, pretend. Like, yeah, we had Transformers and we had Thundercats and we had Power Rangers, but we also fucking pretended to go traveling too, like going on a road trip or whatever. And so like this is kind of the stuff that definitely got that imagination going. And I wonder if that's not at least a little part of that spark that keeps it going, is that thought of what's possible. So I will leave it at that and leave it to Juice. What?
For wanting to keep it short, you really went on there.
I am sorry. I'm trying my best.
It is Ari's keeping it short.
Thank you. It is.
I understand. No, this movie has never left my heart since I was 4 or 5 years old. Obviously, this movie came out on the year I was born. This movie holds a very special place in my heart and in my ears because I will put these songs in my iPhone. I have put these songs in my iPhone. And then Apple took the songs away, so now I have to get them illegally.
Yeah.
But
physical media is a thing. I miss Ari's keeping it short, but I imagine I miss an hour of the goddamn fucking space.
No, rewatching this, it took me to a happy place. It took me to a very emotional place as well. Yeah. I teared up. I actually teared up watching this movie.
I did too.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually teared up watching
the penguin. It's always the fucking penguin.
So no, this movie compared to the newer ones, compared to like the special like Cartoon Network 45-minute films that I remember, like Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein, and whatever else came out during like the late 90s, early 2000s, like. This is a feature-length film for one. This is their big movie. Yeah. Up until the live-action release, and this is like the stamp on the series at the time, saying, "Hey, we made it. We can do it." Yes, it's not a great movie, but like Ari said, it still holds up.
Yeah. It's very special.
It's exactly very, very special, and you can show this. You can show this to your kids. Granted, start them young. Ah, mother. That was the cat. That was the cat who's now bigger. She's way bigger from the last time I saw her.
Yeah, she's not a baby anymore. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, she's not a kitty anymore.
She's a kitten still, but she's not a baby, and it's
big cat.
Anyway, she's growing so fast.
Anyway,
such a baby.
I still love this movie. Still love this movie. Would rewatch it again. All right, so let's move on.
All right, so the good, bad, the ugly. Babe, you want to start us off with the good?
All right. The good is the comedy. The comedy was very well timed, very well written. Found myself chuckling and laughing at some of the best parts. The Who's on First bit with the
Miss
phone
Miller.
call between Miss Miller and Dave was super charming. The when she's like, Dave, are you drunk? Like, that's not something you expect, and it kind of smacks you across the face with it. Theodore is absolutely charming, as he always is. Simon plays his role to a T.
Yep.
And Alvin's a little shit.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And this is another one of those Eric Foreman moments where growing up is realizing that you agree with Dave, not Alvin.
Yeah.
Also, growing up is that you agree with Simon.
The
hell
animation,
yeah.
the animation was really good. Oh, Ari's always agreed with Simon.
Yeah, I have.
Ari is definitely the Simon of her siblings.
Yeah.
As am I.
I'd like to think I'm the Theodore, but I think I'm the Alvin.
Oh, you're fucking Alvin.
Who's Simon though? I don't think
You don't have one.
I don't think we had a Simon.
No.
That might be part of the problem.
No, you guys had, I think, 2 Alvins and a Theodore.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Connor's Theodore.
Yeah.
No, me and Connor are the Alvins. Mandy was the Theodore.
No, not a chance.
Oh, bullshit. I'm precious and perfect and all that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, that's her. Anyway.
Okay.
She was the Brittany.
That's closer.
Yes.
Yeah, she was the Brittany. So you
I
had
have
Alvin
to
and a
just say for
Brittany.
Alvin Chipmunks that I won't enjoy.
No, I'm getting to that strange.
Anyway.
The animation was decent. Minus I saw the big sombrero restaurant and I was like, oh, so this is okay then? We're doing this
Leave it for your ugly.
super stereotypical stuff.
Leave it for your ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. The writing's not bad. The story's easy to follow.
Mm-hmm.
For the majority, it makes sense. Some of it feels rushed, but it's an hour movie, so whatever. Go ahead.
My good. I'm gonna actually start with. There are things that I watched. I've seen this movie a bunch of times since I was 8.
Whose pick was this?
This is my
This
pick.
is Ari's pick.
So this is my pick next?
Yes.
Oh.
And so I watched the movie a bunch of times since I was 8. Like, I would say, I don't know, a handful of times, but it's probably been a good, like, maybe 20 times. Obviously, the majority of them when I was younger. But because we didn't own it, we didn't watch it a bunch. It was just whenever I had a chance to, I always would. And so there's, in later years, you can't find it.
No.
Like, it's not streaming anywhere. We had to watch this on fucking YouTube.
And it's very good quality.
And it's only 9 days old.
Yeah.
Whoever put it up there only put it up there like almost a week ago.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it was.
I don't remember the name of the person
I
who
don't
put it up there.
remember
We're not gonna blast them either because we don't want to just take them down anyway.
Right.
Huh?
Whoever put it up. We don't
Yeah,
want to put it
because it's only been up there for like 9 days.
Yeah, but thank you.
But yeah, it was really good quality. The full-length movie from start to finish, and including credits. And one of the things I thought was interesting was watching this again with an analytical eye is the stuff that I didn't catch. Like the book that Simon is reading when Alan's trying to
cope
figure...
with stress.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's different. The sign in the background of him telling Alvin and Theodore to keep their hands off of his books. They're never gonna. I don't know why he has it up there, but he has it up there. The animation of when they're like doing the first launch of the balloons, and obviously Simon is like being dragged around or whatever. I thought it was cool because it's a very small thing, but it just kind of shows quality and forethought. They have, the balloon swings overhead of Klaus and Claudia. They hit the deck, and then you see kind of overhead shot, from, like, not quite overhead the balloon, but from a closer view of the balloon swinging over them and Simon trailing behind, and then his shadow. Like, that's a full ass, like several frames after he's like out of view almost, and it keeps going. And so it's like that sort of thing. Like, okay, yeah, some fucking Disney animators, I got you. Like it's small stuff like that is like, okay, it's the thought and the respect that you're giving. Like you're taking the time to make this quality. And And so, yeah. Now, that said, the animation actually going to fall under my bed at some point, I'm sure, too. But the animation was good, and it's just like finding stuff that I didn't think about when I was a kid that I can enjoy now as an adult. That goes the other way around, again, with the cringiness, but in general, like, stuff like that, I really liked. It's one of the reasons why you can keep watching this as you get older, as opposed to it just being relegated to a kid's movie. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the humor as well. I enjoyed the songs. I still have yet to confirm that all of them are originals or covers. I know a bunch of them are. Most of them you'll probably recognize. And obviously, Wooly Bully is a cover. Boys and Girls of Rock and Roll is actually a fucking cover.
Really?
I looked it up. I had to look it up. It is obscure as fuck.
Who sings it?
I don't remember.
Is that one I might check out?
Let me look it up real quick, because I think it's actually called The Girls of Rock and Roll.
I believe it is called The Girls of Rock and Roll, which I had issues with growing up.
Rock and Roll lyrics, original. I saw it. I swear to God, I looked it up like a few weeks ago. Originally performed 1986, the Malibu Bikini Shop. That's the name of the band. That is covered. Oh no, it's been the film. The film, The Malibu Bikini Shop. It was covered by the Chipettes and Chipmunks in the animated film later on.
Okay.
So, the Girls of Rock and Roll, sometimes called Girls of Boys, is officially by bands, is originally performed in the Malibu Bikini Shop. I'm trying to see who actually does it.
Okay, so I have
Jay Levy and Terry Shattuck is who the music and lyrics are by. It doesn't say who actually performs it, but it's in that movie.
So I can tell you which songs are original.
Is it My Mother?
My Mother is one of them.
Diamond Dolls? Diamond Dolls
yep.
feels like it shouldn't be, but
so Off to See the World is an original.
Okay, yeah.
My Mother, Flying with the Eagles, which is on the soundtrack, but I don't think it was in the.
It's not.
Getting Lucky. Mexican Holiday.
Getting Lucky is an original?
Getting Lucky is an original. At least according to the Alvin and the Chipmunks wiki.
That feels right. That feels like that's an older song. Like I've heard it somewhere.
And Mexican Holiday, which I believe is what the Chipmunks sing when they're in. Actually, no. No, that's a different song. That wasn't in the film, but it's in the soundtrack. And Diamond Dolls.
What is?
Mexican Holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that. I was confusing that with Ay 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 Cuánto Le Gusta.
Huh. I saw someone in there, like, they were talking about how this is actually original songs, just covers. Which is not a fair accusation against the Chipmunks, because historically, they've done covers. You watch the show, It was almost entirely covers.
Yeah.
The only original songs they did, I think, was Witch Doctor.
So was Chipmunk the original Glee?
Huh?
Was Chipmunks the original Glee?
I mean, basically. Okay. Isn't that all what Nick calls all the women in his fan base?
If he does it, he needs to
my God, yes.
God damn it.
We need to make that a thing.
I would like
I'm texting him right now.
No.
I would like 5% royalty on that, please. It's on the internet now. I am giving that to him.
To be fair, it was actually Strange who came up with the idea.
Fine, then we'll split it.
What? Can we get 1%? It's on our channel?
Yes.
Thank you.
No, legit, I think if he does it, he needs to start.
Okay. But, yeah, no. That's pretty cool, though, because I thought that, I grew up assuming that they were all, because I know Wooly Bully isn't.
Yeah, we know Wooly
Bully isn't. I think there was another one in there that wasn't either, but I guess not.
No, that's it.
So, that's pretty cool. Yeah, awesome. And I like that we have 5 watching, compared to some of our other stuff that we have.
Yeah, on Chipmunk Adventure, for Christ's sake.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Did everyone get their good? Is it your turn, Juice?
I believe, Ari, are you done with your good?
No, that we were on your good.
No, we were on your good still.
And then we got Ari'd.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay, my good.
By the way, my original, my good would be if they had original songs. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, cool. There you go. So, for me, my good, this is the best the Chipmunks have ever looked. The animation on the Chipmunks themselves very good. The backgrounds look phenomenal. The story's fairly well written for a what do we say, 68 or 80s. hour-long kids movie.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 17 minutes.
The songs are still fun bangers. I still love them. Would still listen to them. I was lip syncing to them. Ari was headbanging to them.
Actually was.
Acting is fine. Didn't have a problem with it. I think that's it. Nothing else for me.
I mean, yeah, it's still an animated kids film from the 80s, so while it's good, it's not like something that we necessarily need to go like super in depth in terms of like interpreting. So if we don't have a whole lot to talk about in certain areas, it's okay, especially because I really gotta go to bed soon.
Right.
So, alright.
The bad.
To you, babe.
The bad?
Yeah.
The music.
What's that?
I cannot stand Chipmunk music.
Okay, this is his voices.
Just in general, I don't like Chipmunk music.
Okay.
So every single song, while there was like, I would go and look up the original version of The Girls of Rock and Roll, and that's it. I know the original Wooly Bully, sure, but I cannot stand listening to the Chipmunks singing.
That's fair.
They're like nails on a chalkboard, and it is not fun for me. It is annoying as fuck.
Okay.
The chipettes are annoying.
How so?
Yeah.
There's.
And I need you to explain why they're more annoying somehow than the chipmunks.
No, they're both annoying.
Okay.
All 6 of the characters I could do without in my life.
Damn.
I don't think you understand just how little I care about chipmunks. I can acknowledge good writing and good comedy, but holy shit do I not care about this world.
Okay.
It was nice to hear a proper Alvin for once.
Yeah.
Because Jason Lee's was not it.
No. Well, that's because this dude has been growing up doing it his entire life, so that makes sense.
It seemed like one of the bigger arcs, which was the primitive tribe of Africa.
Yeah. Oh, they were somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Is it Southeast Asia? I don't know.
They're in Istanbul.
They were
no, there's not Istanbul.
That wasn't Istanbul?
No, well, that's the primitive tribe.
So as you can see, it wasn't very clear where they were. Seemed like a ripoff of Return of the Jedi.
It is.
So not only are their music covers, their scenes are covers, their comedies are covers, their stories are covers. So it's just not very original. It's a cash grab. Pretty much everything to do with the Chipmunks is a corporate cash grab. It's pretty much an idea of let's sing a song and play with the pitch and turn it all the way up, and we'll call ourselves Chipmunks, and we'll shill it out to little children.
I do not feel that way about this film whatsoever.
Cash
grab,
it's a
really?
franchise. It's a cash grab. The Chipmunks were created
since
as a cash grab.
2007, sure. At the very earliest.
I'm saying from the inception.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
That's fine. You could think I'm wrong, but this was literally a person in a sound booth saying, let's turn the pitch up and we will shill it to children because they'll think it's funny.
No, that's not what happened.
So that's where I'm at when it comes to fucking Chipmunks.
Okay.
Alright. I think I have shat on this movie enough.
Okay.
So Strange says Matt's opinion is correct in this circumstance. Once we start reviewing black movies again, it will change.
So I am going to take issue with the idea that it's a cash grab, because if that's the case, then every single fucking film ever is a cash grab.
Well, every film is made for profit, yes.
So the idea, what do you think of it as a cash grab? Let's have this conversation.
I think it's a really simplistic, stupid idea that they somehow marketed to simply make money. There's no real substance to it.
Yet this film has managed to stay the test of time with regards to enjoyability, to the point where you even were saying that it's better than you thought it was going to be.
Yes, it's better than I thought it was going to be, but I was comparing. I would put the bar where the Jason Lee movie was. So yes, I'm glad it was able to step over my expectations
and make you actually tear up.
The penguin was...
Yeah.
Penguins are cute.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, and if we're not, then that's fine, but I wanted to make sure we establish this. Cash grabs usually are soulless. Soulless typically does not have emotional moments that will cause a reaction that may potentially result in tears. Aside from, I can't believe I'm watching this fucking piece of shit. Like, that's it. If you're not doing that, and you're actually having a legitimate experience of emotion with something that you're seeing on screen...
Fine, there is love and care with these characters. I will give you that. I cannot stand
you're allowed
the premise.
You're allowed to not. Because I'm about to shit on it a little bit myself.
Continue.
Okay, so one of the issues I had, one of my bads was, it is very unclear where they are in the thing. Like, at some point they're like, I forget when I realized, like, they took a shortcut through somewhere and they were coming from Egypt, and then now they're in Antarctica.
That's the girls.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about they as in general,
okay.
Anyone who's on the screen. Like,
right.
It's really unclear where they are at various times throughout the film. They even show at some point, like, when they're doing the video game, you should take the shortcut through Fiji, but they're smack dab in the middle of fucking South Africa, or South America. Yeah. So, like, it makes no sense. There is no shortcut over there, like, because she's going east. Like, so how is that going to be a shortcut? It's on the other side of the goddamn globe. So it's like, stuff like that, which would make it really unclear as to what happens to them after they leave the scene with the girls of rock and roll, because the girls say they're going to Cairo and they're in Egypt.
Yes.
The boys say they're going to Istanbul, and then the next thing you know, they're in some jungle area. There's a jungle in Istanbul with crocodiles. That's either South America or somewhere in the Southeast Asian area. Like, maybe India or something like that. Like,
it's near the equator.
It's not going to be Istanbul.
Right.
So presumably they hit Istanbul and then kept going where the fuck they were going to go, which I'm guessing is going to be still, again, east. And then decided to drop off somewhere, and then that shit happened.
Fair enough.
So that's one of my bads, is that it was really very inconsistent as to where the actual map is they're going.
Right.
Like, how many places they're actually hitting. Like, they're in Britain, and then they're in, like, how many sites do they actually end up going to? That's alright. I don't need that much detail, but it is a bad because it's still inconsistent storytelling, mm-hmm. and so you still have to get a ding for that. The animation was good, but at times it was, and it wasn't like inconsistent, like where it was bad per se, but it was the noodle-like almost movements of them, like they're in Girls of Rock and Roll, where they're like stretched out or whatever, like when the scene with the snakes, whatever, is kind of the same thing. The scale was kind of weird because, like, first the snakes are as tall as the girls, and then they're like towering over them, and that stuff like that is kind of like, it just takes me out of it a little bit. But again, I'm not gonna like knock it too much for that, but I am gonna say, like, you know, sometimes the good animation was good, but other times, like, yeah, they could have done a little bit different direction with it, but I'll leave it at that. Other than that, I mean, the rest of my bad is gonna be basically the ugly, so I'm gonna leave it with the ugly because I got a few.
Cool.
So, one of Nick's managers' name was the Diamond Doll, and that was one of his ex's actual nickname.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which means he won't be using it.
Probably not.
No.
Well, that's money on the table. Anyway.
That's fair. That's fair.
It is, but I get it. Anyway, Strange says, a cash grab isn't always bad. I mean, the Sonic movies aren't fantastic, but people enjoy them, and they'll continue making them, but I'm sure the writing is bad.
What are you talking about?
The Sonic movies.
Yeah, they are bad.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the hell out of them, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey is what it is.
That's not nearly enough.
It may not be enough, but he's enjoyable. Anyway, all right, my bad. So my bad comes with the animation, specifically the people. That is probably some of the worst looking human designs I've seen.
Okay.
Like, because like the chipmunks, they're very simplistic, but I feel like the humans had way too much detail that was kind of unnecessary. And I always felt that they looked off.
Yeah.
Personally, especially for this animated movie. Like, Dave is fine, and Dave looks way more detailed that he ever did in the show, and I guess so did Miss Miller. But like, I'm looking at Klaus and Claudia, and like, I know they're meant to look creepy, but they just look, they are horrifying.
Okay.
And maybe
so...
and maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's not. But
It is. It's very bags under the eyes. It's evil.
Oh, Susan Terrell. Oh, I know that. But
what does she look like? To me, she looks like the actual actor, the actual character.
Right.
And so that's what they probably did, was they tried in some ways to actually...
And that's possible, but for me personally...
A lot of times they do that, a lot of times the animation
personally,
anyway.
I just felt that the humans... I felt the people were way too detailed, personally.
No, I get that, but I think that's what they're trying to capture
I
the people who are voicing them.
Right. Well, Klaus, that's possible. It's possible, because Klaus's picture, he's much older. Anyway,
yeah.
So that's the first bad. Second bad is there's an inconsistency during the montage.
That's Klaus.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was closer to him.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Again, they made them look very creepy as shit. Anyway.
No, they're supposed to.
They're villains.
That was a point though, right?
Because they're the villains.
They're the villains, but then also you have the other humans, aside from Dave and Miss Miller, who are after the Chipmunks. And so you don't know until the end that they're working for Interpol.
Right.
Spoilers. But so the idea is that they are just menacing the Chipmunks, so it makes sense that they're creepy.
So then the other bad is the inconsistency during the Off to See the World montage, because there are points when the girls are dropping off Chipette dolls.
There was one, I saw that.
And still getting Chipette dolls.
Or when Simon was just dropping off one of his dolls, didn't get one in return.
So
I just assume they picked it up somewhere else. But we're not gonna worry about it.
However, the movie establishes. You drop off one of your dolls, you get one of the opposite dolls.
I get
return. So there was that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, any other bad would be an ugly, like you said. So that's pretty much it.
All right. So, babe, down to the uglies. I think the uglies going to probably be very universal for most of us. So.
The stereotypes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yep. And I'm gonna go as far as not even just the stereotypes, regards like the ethnic stereotypes, or like, because there are a lot. It is the fat shaming. Like Theodore, with one of the women that Simon has to dance with or whatever. Like that sort of thing. Miss Miller's ineptitude basically was kind of like just off-putting at some point, because I just didn't understand why they needed to make her that way. I know that's how her character is in the show. I never understood why that was the case. One of the weird things to me was also, me and you kind of talked about it like a couple months ago when we talked about trying to do this movie, was the way in which the Chipettes are kind of portrayed is not over-sexualized, but it's sexualized.
For sure, and it's creepy.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
When Brittany comes out in a goddamn bikini,
Well, the bikini didn't bother me that much, just because, like, I've seen little girls wear bikinis.
It's a little girl's two-piece bathing suit.
It's just...
I didn't notice how
presented.
I was also not looking when she shows up with it. But I will say, like, during the dance scene, when they're doing, like, the girls will rock and roll, the way that she's animated during that, the getting lucky scene in itself, because the notion of getting lucky is the idea of having sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, that stuff is weird. It's not over-sexualized, but it's definitely fucking there.
Well, I'm gonna throw my ugly in there real quick with yours, because it's kind of the same. It is during that scene, during the snake charming scene, because she's holding the snake tail by her mouth, kind of like as if it were a microphone, and it's just
it's
off
insinuating.
Yeah, it's insinuating.
I see. Even as an adult and as a kid, it never occurred to me that was what was going on.
But now as an adult,
I can see that might be like a way
now
of
as an adult, and now that we've had this conversation,
I thought she was doing it like Elvis. Like that was the face she was making.
The face, yes, but like the way. But again, it's the snake tail. It's just like it's there, and
that one I'm not gonna knock as much because like no, you can. I'm just saying like I see it, but I don't really agree with that one.
That's fine.
So, because the idea that there's lots of things that are unfortunate, like microphones in and of itself are phallic. So then any female singer using it might be in. But
to me, with the discussion of the entire getting lucky scene. the snakes being, snakes and kind of the way they're shaped and phallic
What?
in nature.
No, I get it. I think some of it is fine. I think it's possible it might be a little, like, I don't know, like, not looking into it too much, but like,
Maybe.
there's always that possibility that that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
and not realizing it. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely a sexualization of the chipettes part that is weird, and that was actually like some of this is. All of this that we're talking, with the exception of maybe the fat shaming, is definitely part of the critique that they've received over the years, and definitely like actually when it came out, people were complaining about the way the chipettes were drawn, and it's again, kids who watched it didn't fucking notice, still don't fucking care, and it's fine, and so they're like, no, it's actually better than you think it is, and I can still watch it and it'll be okay. But it's still important to be aware of these things, especially if you are showing them to kids.
Yeah.
And like having those discussions if you feel the need to, or making a decision whether you want to show it to a kid or like what age do you think is appropriate.
Right.
So, but right on. So greats.
Soundtrack.
Well, I was gonna say, babe. You gonna jump in?
I was gonna throw it in there. Soundtrack.
Oh, what's yours, babe? Oh, it's to me?
Yeah.
I don't have one. I'm still thinking.
I'm trying to find one.
Okay.
When did I say that the comedy was pretty spot on?
It was after the scene in Mexico, I think.
Or
was it? No, it was when they were.
Before that.
Yeah, it was. I think when they were trying to get out of there. Oh,
it was in the bedroom.
Did you repeat that again, Dave? That was when you said it. Was when they were trying to do the whole recording.
Yeah.
And then Miss Miller has to have them repeat it again.
Oh yeah, no.
And
honestly,
Alvin was like throwing that up.
So everything from them getting the recording to actually playing the recording for Miss Miller was the best part of the movie.
Really?
Like, to me, that was the funniest, most well done part of the movie.
Okay.
And had me the most engaged.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna say one more bad real quick. Not ugly, but you pointed it out. But the idea like they had a full night's sleep after having edited that tape together.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't believe that. I call bullshit.
That never happened. There's no way. No. I've edited episodes. This is why we do this.
Not a goddamn chance.
Not a million.
My headcanon is that they convinced
and film.
They convinced Simon to do it while they slept. That's my headcanon.
That's probably the only goddamn way they did it in the fucking like 6 or 8 hours, or whatever it was. Like, there's no other way.
That's the only way.
None. And they did it with film. Yes, like physical material, recording material. We had to cut and splice that shit.
It takes me hours with digital.
Days. Give me enough material, it's gonna be days. But yeah, no, that's bad right there. For my great though, I don't want to say just the soundtrack. The scene in general with the girls of rock and roll is my fucking favorite. I've gone back and watched that scene. I've gone back and watched other people who do that scene, who've actually done like the live action dance or whatever the fuck and sing it and shit. Like, I love that scene. I cannot explain it. Because, and I can try. Huh?
No, I get it. It's the closest I got to actually enjoying the music in this movie, so.
No, yeah, it's fun. It's like competitive. It's
it goes
the animation
hard.
Works. Yeah, no, and
it goes hard. It's like it's in the middle of the second act.
Yes.
It's like the peak part of the movie before we get into the third act, and things just kind of start to go downhill, and then we take a little bit of a somber turn with my mother, which my heart still breaks every time I hear it. And then
that's actually really, I think the third act is really when we realize that like shit's about to go wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
right, like once they drop off the baby penguin.
Yeah. With the but yeah, with the that's a song in particular. I forget what I was gonna say. So, I'll come back to it if I can.
Okay.
All right, so
Out of 10.
Babe,
What do you remember where I landed on Twisters?
no.
I think you gave it a 6.
I thought I was at like a 4, but no, I gave it a 6 by the time I was talking to you. But then we continued talking after I talked to you, and I dropped it down even further.
Ah.
I think I ended up at a 4 on it, so I'm gonna give this one 5.5.
Wow.
6. 5.5, 6. I'm somewhere in there.
All right, 6.
You don't get to bump up my score. Otherwise, I get to do that for you.
In my head canon.
And you would stab me if I did that to your scores. You have.
Why did I stab you for it?
You didn't stab me, but you got very defensive when I tried to bump your alien up to an 8.
I'm rounding-ish. You see how that shit works?
Yeah, it makes sense as long as it's universal. Rules should apply to everybody.
Yeah.
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 So alien's an 8.
Wait, what?
If this is a 6, alien's an 8.
What did I say?
You said it's 7.5, and you refused to bump it to an 8.
7.49.
That's 6.49 or 5.49.
No, you said 6.49. We'll go with that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw
no,
a phone at your head.
It's fine. But no, I only want 7.5. Like,
Okay.
so.
7.5.
So you're saying this is just as good as Alien Romulus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Hear me out. You
We haven't done a review on Alien Romulus, by the way, so this is going to be kind of confusing for some people. But we saw Alien Romulus. Ari was at a 7.5 on that film. And that's where I'm not really understanding her rating system.
Yeah. Do you understand? I also put Tremors at 7.5, right?
Yeah, all 3 of those movies are wildly different scores for me.
I understand that. 7.5 is like my safe area where like this movie is really good, but it's not quite 8 good. Either something in its execution was significantly flawed enough for it to not quite get that 8 rating, but it's not bad enough to get a 7. 7 is like, I probably watched this once, I'm probably never going to watch it again. 7.5, I'll watch the fuck out of this movie. But I also recognize
so
it
7.5 is your entertaining B movie. I could watch this.
It's something. It succeeded in a lot of ways, but it failed in something significant enough that I'm like, I cannot give you the full B grade.
Okay.
You're still a C.
You're wrong, but okay.
Not even a C plus. 7.5 is not a C plus. It's a solid fucking C.
I really need to. Someone needs to put Tremors on their fucking list so that I can know where where it fucks something up so bad that you can't give it an 8.
It's a fucking horror movie that's based on.
That's fantastic. We'll have this conversation later. This is a fight for later.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm at 5.5. You're at a 7.5.
At 7.5.
Where are you at?
7.5.
7.5. All right. Well, there you go.
Alright.
So altogether, that's 15, 20 and a half divided by 3. Just about a 7.
Yeah. Which is basically where most of the critics are at this stage. 7.2. We're actually a little lower.
Yeah.
Because you don't like fun, but it's okay. So
he doesn't like chipmunk themed fun.
I know what I said. I don't need you to clean it up for me, Juice. I love you both.
Okay. All right. I remember that when my movies start coming around and you start trashing them.
I know. You've said it to me before. So this is payback. You're welcome.
That's fair.
So, rent it, own it, stream it, don't bother.
Own it. I say fucking own it.
I say own it.
It's a great movie to put on for your kids in the background while you walk into the other room and watch a better movie.
Because Mayonnaise fun, gotcha.
But I mean, if it's available on stream, then yeah, go ahead and stream it.
But since it's not,
I don't think you have to own it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We streamed it.
Yes, and I will also be owning it because it's like $40. The DVD is like fucking $40.
That's because it's probably rare because it's not that good.
Because no one has it because they made
That's not that good.
I call horse shit on that because I have seen slightly worse movies and or slightly better movies. I've seen slightly better movies at the $5 bin at Walmart.
And much worse movies that are constantly being streamed ad nauseum.
Exactly. So the fact that this movie is hard to find in physical media should tell you.
If there was a non-racist, non-discriminatory piece of media I could burn from all existence, it'd be every piece of Chipmunk. So I'm going to safely say that Strange gives this a 1.
Well, so I didn't know this.
Which now brings it down to a 5
Strange
average.
never seen it, so I don't want to listen to his opinion anyway.
Yeah.
But what I will say with regards to the DVD is that also part of the consideration is that the fact that I've seen DVD at the $5 bin, like people love it or whatever, but like or it's good or something, and like no one's paying for it. This one, it has value.
Yeah.
The fact that people are looking for it and they will be willing to pay. I will be willing to pay $40 for a decent copy of this movie because that is probably the cheapest I'll be able to find it because so few copies of it exist, and the people who want it are going to fucking buy it. So that's really it. Like if it was Dogma's like $20. I think Dogma's a better movie than this.
Yeah.
So, but I would still pay $40 because there's almost no copies of this one, but there's plenty of it for Dogma. Part of that's because of the time frame in which it came out.
Alright.
So it being an older movie, they just didn't turn out very many DVD copies.
Whatever. If you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it, I guess.
I will. I
Alright.
promise.
What's next?
Spin.
Oh, we're at spin.
Time for the spin.
Alright, so it is Matt's turn for the next pick.
Oh, that wasn't bad. We did about an hour.
So, as I have torn apart one of Ari's childhood treasures, just everyone be ready for next week for her to lay into whatever movie I pick. Unfairly, she is going to rip it apart just to spite how I treated this.
Not entirely.
Strange says
True.
Ari doesn't like Space Jam. I refuse to believe a Chipmunks movie is good. Ari, you don't like Space Jam?
Which one?
The original.
The original?
It's not good.
But do you not like it?
What score would you give Space Jam?
I'd probably give it a 45.
The scales.
The soundtrack was fucking banging, and that's about all I can say for it.
Alright, are we ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wheel of
Of
morality,
morality,
turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
Oh.
Oh, What's the matter, baby girl?
Maybe it's the cat. Alright, Matt, what are we watching next week?
That's not good. I hate that sound. What are we doing?
For Ari's rip apart pleasure,
Oh, Jesus.
we will be watching Daniel Craig.
Okay.
And was it Harrison Ford?
I don't know. What are we doing?
I want to build this.
Maybe just tell us. I gotta go to bed.
Okay, stop whining. Yes, Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford and Olivia Wilde in 2011's Western sci-fi Cowboys and Aliens.
What's the matter, baby? Alright, we're gonna get out of here because Tully's whining. I gotta go to sleep. I'm
And I gotta go home.
apparently breaking
Alright,
shit.
so we will be watching Cowboys and Aliens next Wednesday. Make sure you check it out.
Yep.
For No Collar Entertainment, this is Matt.
This is Marianne.
This is Juice.
We're out.
Bye.
Alvin!
Alright.